Welcome back to my gameplay podcast. What a delight to have my listeners back again. I hope everyone is having a great Saturday. How was everyone's week? I had a very busy week myself. It was a very great week. Enjoyable. Mostly filled with just boring appointments. But, fun nonetheless. My cat had especially been needy, following me around the house, wanting to sit on my lap and sleep on my bed throughout the night. It's cute, don't get me wrong, and I love her. Sometimes she just gets in your face, her whiskers touches my face and it scratches my face. It doesn't scratch, but it tickles my face and it's a bit annoying, Adorable. But yeah, Oxenfree 2 has come out. I've uploaded episode 1 and 2, so that's already on my channel. Little sneaky spoilies for y'all. They reference the first game in the second game. Surprise, surprise. But I do enjoy saying, that's the person from the first game, little fun. Also, I've linked my first Oxenfree series that I did on my channel in the videos, in the Oxenfree 2 videos. So if you want a bit of if you want a bit of backstory about the lore, go check them out before you watch my current series, and you'll get a better understanding of the story, I guess. So, also, if you are going to check out my old Oxenfree series, can you write in the comments below, I'm here from 2023? Then I'll know that's proof. When you comment anytime, it shows when you've written it, what year. So, anyway, guys, I am curious as to what all you...
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya!
I am curious as to what all you guys got up to in the week. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite part of the week was, and I'll read them out in the next episode of the pod. That'll be a fun little story time to read, and I'll mention your name, your handle. So yeah, leave your little favourite part of the week in the comments below, and or I'll link my Discord channel. I have a bit where people can just share stories and stuff, and I'll read them. But before we get into the thick of the podcast, can we all take the time to subscribe, like the video, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos? That would be awesome. Thank you all so much. Right. What games did I play when I was a child? I'm just doing a Q&A for myself, One man show right here, for sure. I used to play Putt Putt Saves the Zoo. I don't know if anyone's heard of that, but basically, it's an animated game where you're a purple car and you have a pet dog called Pep, P-E-P, and Putt Putt and his dog goes around saving animals from, dangerous situations. And, you're in the zoo, so I guess you're, saving animals from, I don't know, they're in different parts of the zoo that they're not meant to. I don't know. Anyway, it's a point and click game, and I don't know, I really enjoy the game as a child because it's very simplistic and not too challenging for me, which I like because, you know, I'm not great at games. Unlike
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
Unlike Zombinis, which I really enjoyed, it was a lot of fun when I played this as a child, but because it was like a puzzle-heavy game, some of the puzzles I would always get stuck on, and I just wouldn't be able to progress the game as well. Yeah, I just wouldn't have any clue of how to get past the next part of the game. I remember there was this part in the game where you had to make different pizzas. Well, yeah, different pizza toppings at least. And I don't know, this gremlin or stone creature, you had to kind of guess what pizza toppings he wanted. And oh my god, the amount of pizzas I went through when I just got them wrong. I thought I'd gone through all the different, what are they called, variations, but you know, evidently not. So yeah, I don't think I ever really got past that bit of the game. And there was another one, there was like a bridge one where only certain Zombinis could cross. So, for example, like you would have Zombinis on roller skates. So only Zombinis with roller skates could cross the bridge. And then if you tried to put a Zombini that didn't have roller skates, then the bridge would like flip up and send the Zombini back to the start. But that was like another like variation. It was like Zombinis with roller skates and no glasses, or with glasses, or with certain hairstyles. I'm like, for God's sake. Like I don't know. Maybe that was just challenging for me. But yeah, that was very challenging. God, what's another word? That was very hard, I guess. And yeah, I think that bit like has just really stuck in my brain because I'm like, I never finished the game. I don't think I ever finished Zombinis, so I don't actually know like the end. Well, of course I don't know the end because I didn't finish it, but yeah, that was a game that I played as a child. That game also was at my school. They had that downloaded on the computers at school, at my school at least. Yeah, so, which, see, I just don't get it because they had these games installed on the computers that were at school, and some of the teachers were like, no, don't play games. Or like, I mean, I guess then again, like, we would be in lesson time, and as soon as we'd go to the library to like go to the computers, and because we'd need the computers for the lesson, but we'd go to the computers, people would just like straight up start loading the Zombinis. So I guess in that sense, the teacher's like, stop playing games, guys. But yeah. What other games? Yeah, I grew up like playing all these like different games, but I don't think I actually mastered the gaming skill. Like you would think that I would have mastered the gaming skills because I grew up playing video games. I missed a dragon. Am I going back down? Yep. Yes, I never really mastered the video game skill, and I'm still learning after all these years. I know. Who would have thought it? Not I, for sure.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong, like me.
Sure.
In other games, I also, so my grandpa, he used to have these demo games installed on his computer, and one of them, like in his office, one of them was called, what was it, Plates Are People Too. And yeah, so this is what this is what the game is about. So this is just a small description. So it says, Barry baking dish and the rest of the cupboard grew dill with a vacancy in sleepy Platesville when an upstanding family of plates move out. Everybody has a different idea of what the new...
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
Everybody has a different idea of what the new family in the neighborhood should be like. Barry finds himself playing the role of the real estate agent and finally gives the house to his friends, the Chinese dish set. The rest of the plates are a little uneasy accepting the newly arrived Chinese dish set, just because they're different. Then Mrs. Wong accidentally falls and breaks herself. The other plates come to the rescue and everybody understands that all plates are created equal. And that's the kind of game I grew up with, ladies and gents. Yeah, they were the games that I was educated with to help me be humble and down to earth, you know. My parents and grandpa taught my sisters and I how to be humble and down to earth, to keep in check of reality. What I enjoy about some video games is that they can teach you about history, or can be a great escapism from reality. They can teach you to be more aware of other cultures and other cultures, or how other cultures live their day-to-day lives. In some video games, you can just get lost in the story and forget about reality for a few minutes or for a few hours. Playing a video game can be just as entertaining as watching a movie. Which is true. Like, I am playing like Spyro in this game, and what I'm thinking is, where are all the gems? How I need to get 100%. I want to get 100% in all the games. So, you know, here I am looking up where are all the gems in Spyro, so I can get 100% the whole game. But yeah, so I guess in that sense, you know, it's obviously the, you know, probably more serious things to think about, but yeah, it is just like a nice escapism, and just to like take your mind off things for a few hours. And other demos that my grandpa had on his computer was the very first Tomb Raider game. Like, that was lots of fun. And maybe if this podcast episode gets like 20 likes on the video, then maybe I'll install the... Was it the first Tomb Raider? Yeah, the first Tomb Raider game, and I'll play it as a podcast. Or I'll play it on my actual channel. But yeah, like what I remember about that game is I was quite surprised, not surprised, but I didn't realize that like in the game you can use kind of waterproof fire matches. Yeah, that was like, I didn't know that existed. Like, what's her name, Lara Croft, you can like strike a match underwater, so then when you're in a dark cave you can see where you're going when you go underwater. I'm just like, what? How does that work? You know? I was like, so... And then, because, you know, I was naive at the time when I was playing it, I was like, what? These things exist? You can, like, strike a match? Like a waterproof match underwater? Crazy. I mean, who knows? But, yeah. Also, I thought of this today. Does anyone remember the game Bubsy? Was it a rabbit? No. What kind of animal was Bubsy? A cat? I guess he was a cat, because it was like a platforming game, and you'd collect yarn. So, I guess in that sense, he was a cat. But, yeah. Man, that was such a great game. Like, that was a game that many people at school were playing. Like, that was the trend game. It was like, oh, how's your Bubsy score going? I mean, it wasn't like that competitive, you know. But, you know, you would be like, oh, talk to your friends and be like, hey, are you playing Bubsy? And you'd be like, yes, 100%. But yeah, that was just like a game that I just thought of. I was like, hey, I remember playing that game. I mean, I could still play that game. Like, that game still exists. I didn't realize it was on PlayStation either. Well, the old PlayStation anyway. Not the recent PlayStations anyway. Also, speaking of... Are we ready to go? Should I stay or should I go? Yeah, so speaking of platforming games, I nearly forgot that I played Super Mario. Like, when you would, like, have the mushroom to get bigger. And, oh, was there... So then there was another bit where you would become... You could have, like, fireballs. You could spit fireballs. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, but was there also another bit in the game where... This doesn't sound real, but where you could be a... God, hard to pronounce. A squirrel. Squirrel. How do you pronounce that animal? A squirrel. Shit. I'm gonna say it one last time. A squirrel. Right. That's it, I'm not saying that word anymore. Oh my god. What is English? I tell you what. But yeah. Does Mario become that animal? I think I may have like made it up. Probably. Or maybe it's in another game. It might be in another game. Yeah. But moving on to another topic of this podcast. What game consoles did I have as a child? These are all just questions about things, gaming things that happened as a child, when I was a child. Oh my god. I had one of those like handheld like Game Boys. They were like, it was like a flip one. What was it? Oh no. So I had like one of those. It was kind of like a heavy duty kind of one. It was just like one. It wasn't flip. I mean, I did have a flip one afterwards, but the first one, I think, yeah, it was just all one. It was red, and I remember playing Pinocchio. That was like one of the games that I played on it. That's the only game that I remember playing on it. And I'm sure there was other games. I'm sure. And then I think I had like a case, like a Nintendo or Game Boy case, to put my games and stuff in. And yeah, and then afterwards I had one of those like Game Boy Flip ones. They were kind of I don't know, metallic looking, I think. And I don't know what, oh god, what's the design called? I don't know. But yeah, it was like a Nintendo Flip where, well, it's just, you know what a flip thing is. Game Boy Flip. And I played Super Mario Land, and I think it was Animal Crossing. Those are like the two games that I remember playing on that console. Look, I'm sure there were others. Also, please tell me what consoles you guys had. I would be interested to know. Once again, leave it in the comments below, and I'll read them and respond. So then the next, after the Flip, I had the Nintendo DSi, which had the microphone. There was like a microphone in it, and I had like, well, I played Brain Training and the game Dogs, where you would, basically it was like a virtual pet, and you would pat the dog, feed the dog, walk the dog, yeah, basically just like take care of it as if it was a real one. But the thing is, so you could actually talk to your dog because there was a microphone in the DS. So yeah, which was a bit, I was like, oh man, that's a bit strange. Kind of talking to like a virtual pet. But I don't think I ever used that microphone bit of the game, because I was like, nah, this is too much like the future. I think I also played Cooking Mama on the DSi. That was like a fun game. I think I remember making sushi rolls, or like rice balls on that game. And then moving on to the current Nintendo Switch I have today. I didn't get the 3DS. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying that I think there was I skipped the console. You know, I mean, DSi and 3DS was a little similar but different at the same time. You know, my sister had a 3DS and I played some games on there, which was pretty cool. It was like virtual reality type of stuff where you could scan your 3DS on this like picture and it would show up on like in the game. So like especially I think you could play like this Monsters Inc. game, I think, and you could get special figurines and you could just scan the figurines that you would buy physically and they would show up in the game. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so we're just moving topic to topic, you know. Next topic. I should have like, I don't know, some little sound for when I change topics. Like instead of just saying next topic, I should like, oh my god, do you remember with like kids books, if you are like following along, like if it's someone reading it, like a voice or something reading it, Leapfrog had it actually. And there was just a voice just reading the words, and then when the page would finish, it would tell you when to not only turn the page, but it would make a like a nice tinkering noise to turn the page, like time to turn the page, and it was just like made like a nice bell music. I should do that for when I change topics. But anyway, there was this like website way back when called Neopets, and I don't know.
Wow. You may travel to the Peacekeeper's world if you like. Are you ready to go?
Who remembers Neopets? Leave in the comments below. It's a lot of stuff you gotta leave in the comments. Just to get, you know, a sense of community, I guess. And basically what Neopets is, it's like an interactive website where you hatch an animal called, is that a Neopet? Or a Neo? I don't know. And you raise it by entering them into fun activities, such as like beach volleyball or like other sports. You could actually enter them into mini games, and if you won the mini game, so if you win the mini game or you're in like a team sport, like
Welcome to Peacekeepers. Look how our treasure has been stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
but yeah, so if you're like won a mini game or you're in like a team kind of sport like volleyball, and your team won, you could earn Neo points. Yeah, and those points would go towards like buying food for your Neopet, or you could buy clothes, you could customize your Neopet, but there's a lot to it, and yeah, so it was quite fun. I can't remember, was that game like multiplayer, or not multiplayer, but could you play that game with like other people online or like with friends and stuff? I don't know. But yeah, I think you could battle other people, like other people's Neopets, like just people like of your friends, and also that way you could earn Neo points. Yeah, like it's so fascinating. I mean, I guess it still happens to this day, but when things go like viral, like things trend, and so it's just like, well, are you playing this game? And you're playing this game? Like, are you on the bandwagon? Yeah, I guess like in a way Fortnite is similar, but yeah, I think that there was a hype in the Fortnite bandwagon where, you know, everyone was playing it. Everyone, like, I think there was, do people still play Fortnite as esports? Like, is that, I don't research much into esports, but I know that was one of them. Like, there were like content creators who, well, they played the game and they were like, oh, I'm just practicing my skills and getting better at the game to my best of my abilities for the competition and all of that. Which, you know, I was like, I guess, yeah. Like, I think Minecraft is another game that's been used for esports as well. I could be wrong, but yeah, there are certain mods and modes that you can, like, I don't know, put on, is that the word? In Minecraft to, like, I think I've seen this where people have designed Squid Game in Minecraft, or in the other one that looks like Minecraft, and yeah, you can have like different modes. There's like a maze mode, or like there's different things, different mods that you can put on. But yeah, there's like kind of competitions in esports, which I don't know. Like esports sounds like pretty cool. You know, sports for the people that love gaming. But then doesn't that like kind of make gaming not fun? Like when it becomes a competition? I don't know. It's a kind of like a hobby turned into a competition. But then I guess that's similar to actual sport. I shouldn't say actual sports. It's different to like physical sports. You know, I guess those sports used to be kind of just hobbies. Like people used to just play tennis, or people used to just do golf just for hobbies, and you know, that's what they did. And then someone was like, hey, you're really good at golf. I bet I can be better than you can. Or it's like, I bet I can hit this many goals in this many minutes or whatever. And then it just turned into a whole thing from there. But yeah, I guess that's how kind of
Magic Raptor's world is far away and very dangerous. Maybe if you find 1,200 stolen treasure, I'll show it to you.
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
Yeah, I guess that's the natural progression of things, generally. Next topic. In other news, r/place has been going on Reddit last week. Don't actually know if it's still continuing. I haven't checked. I remember last time, was it last year? I don't know. I remember last time it was on, there's this YouTuber or content creator that I watch, called like Jacksepticeye, and you know, a lot of his fans had drawn the septic eye, which was like just a green, like that's his channel logo, which was really nice. Basically, if you don't know what r/place is, basically on Reddit there's a giant white canvas, and pixel at a time you can place a color, like a colored pixel, or any color that's provided. You can place any pixel at a time. Little tiny squares. So what you need is large mass of people to draw one picture, basically. Whether they're bots that are drawing the pictures or not. I saw like a time lapse of because it changes, the canvas changes like so frequently, oh my god, frequently, that, you know, if there's any kind of inappropriate drawings or any rude things that are written or drawn, then, you know, mods or bots just kind of draw over it and make it into something that's good, nice, I guess. Which, you know, I feel like that's a really good thing, because it's like, it's a nice communal thing to do on Reddit, and if there's people out there ruining it for the fun, ruining it for other people, then it just, you know, it's not good. Like, it doesn't make it fun, and so people get deterred from it. But yeah, I'm not a million people, so I just place my one pixel and it does all of nothing, but like probably just puts dots in people's paintings. Like, a lot of people do flags of like countries and stuff. Yeah, or like, I guess that's like where they're from. Yeah, so I think that's really cool. Some people do like characters from games. Like, someone might do Sonic. I saw one, who was it? One of the characters from Deltarune. That was a cool thing. And yeah, just like random stuff. Again, if people are writing rude, inappropriate stuff, then it just gets covered over just like immediately. Which is cool. And I remember last time, when it finished, it, like, r/place was just going white, so the only colour that you could use was white. So people were like drawing pictures in white, which was pretty cool though. Cause yeah, and then eventually you can.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
Yeah, so I don't know, the canvas kind of reminds me of there's this like street in Melbourne, and is it Melbourne? Yeah, I think so. And it's like graffiti, like alleyway. It's like a side street, and it's actually kind of allocated to graffiti artists, and it's really cool. Like, I remember, you know, I went there for like a school trip, and the person was saying all these graffiti artists, like, they respect each other, and so if someone draws a really, I mean, it doesn't really matter what it is, if someone draws a picture and it's like quite large, I think it stays up there for like maybe 2 weeks. I can't remember the time span, but like 2 weeks, like a good time span for like other people to see it. So then after the time period that is allocated for like large pictures, then people, like other graffiti artists, can paint over it, which I guess, like, you know, that's the whole thing of the alleyway, is like it's just filled with like graffiti pictures everywhere. So all the walls being used up, so that's all you have to do is paint over other people's stuff. But yeah, like the person was saying that everyone's just like so respectful of other people's paintings, and you know, it's just like everyone has this like time period of how long the painting's going to stay up before another person paints over it, which I'm like, that's like the best thing, because obviously nothing worse than spending hours, if not days, creating something amazing, only for someone immediately to come over and paint over it and no one's actually seen it. So yeah, I'm like, well, that's kind of nice. Like, I mean, I think it's open to like anyone, but yeah, obviously doesn't matter. But yeah, so next thing, the Barbie movie has come out. Came out last week, and I think I might see it. I just gotta, like, you know, find someone to go with. I think I might actually be seeing it with my friend. Yeah, that'd be cool. Because I've heard good things about that movie. Like, it's meant to be like an all-round, like, good experience. It's got Margot Robbie in it, Ryan Gosling, and I looked up the cast of the movie and found out that there were other people who I didn't even know was in the movie. Honestly, I watched a behind the scenes of making the Barbie movie, and I think they have like special guest, not special guest, but like, what do they call it? Surprise guest. What do they call when like these big famous actors just like pop into the movie? Like, they're not really a part of the movie, but they're just there because they're so like amazing, you know. But yeah, so I looked up the behind the scenes. Well, I watched a video of behind the scenes, and I was like, what? that actor's in it. What? But yeah, so that would be fun. So yeah, I feel like I'm slowly kind of getting more of the storyline of the movie without actually watching the movie. I know I saw a picture ages ago of when they were filming, and it was like Margot and Ryan in like fluorescent roller skates. I mean, fluorescent like elbow pads and knee pads as well. But yeah, I feel like, oh, is there a Barbie movie that's gonna happen? Oh. Yeah, so just strangers took photos of them because they were like out in the real world, you know, just filming out in, yeah, the real world, I guess. But yeah, so that went around the internet for a while. Well, I've this is quite awkward, and I've just like looked at my agenda that I had written down for the podcast, and I've mentioned all the stuff that I wanted to mention, and the game's not even halfway through. So orkies. But maybe I'll have like a Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. I have a guest on. I don't know who it'll be, and they can make it a bit more interesting. Bit more conversation might happen, and yeah, I don't know. Like, I started off this podcast like just talking about games and such, but maybe I'll just turn it into like whatever, like talk about anything and everything, whatever's interesting to them, because I know not everyone that I know plays video games, and that's okay. That's alright. So it might be hard to have a conversation about video games when they don't play them, which is okay. That's right. But yeah, maybe like I think it'd be cool to have like, I don't know, maybe story time. Just like to read out on the podcast. Or I've been, as you know, I've been playing Oxenfree, and there was a bit in the game where who was it? Oh God, I want to say Jonas. It's not. It is Jacob. Jacob was telling Riley. He was like, so I used to play this game, like a story game, where I would say one word and you would say the next word. By the end of it, it'd be like a story. So he'd be like, once, and then like, upon. So yeah, maybe I could play that game with a guest, or do like story time. Not my stories, because I don't have many, but or any. But if you submit just like a random story, it could be made up. Maybe, oh, do you know what I could do? I could get an AI. I could get ChatGPT to write me a story, and I could just read them out and see how like ridiculous they are. That could be a fun thing. See how funny ChatGPT is actually. It could be the lamest thing, it could be like stupid thing, it could be whatever. But yeah, that could be a thing. That could be a little fun thing. Or I could have my listeners / viewers submit just a made up story that they've made up, or like a real story, like a fun little story, and I could like read it on the pod. Yeah, I think that could be a good thing. Maybe I will start off doing like chat GBT. I don't know, because I like reading out loud.
Word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large enemies.
Which, you know, I never really enjoyed reading out loud before. But yeah, as I've been playing like Oxenfree, there's all these like letters that I've found and collected, and I've read them out, and I just like really enjoy it. I mean, the fact that there's like some words that I just like mispronounce, but yeah, I don't know. Right, here's a story from ChatGPT. I just said, tell me a hilarious, thought-provoking, made-up story. ChatGPT says, once upon a time, in a town called Quirkville, there lived a quirky and inquisitive detective named Inspector Gizmo. This detective had an uncanny ability to solve mysteries and crimes using his out-of-the-box thinking and his collection of peculiar gadgets. One day, an astonishing incident shook the town to its core. The town's beloved statue, a famous sculpture called the Dancing Octopus, mysteriously disappeared overnight. Nobody could fathom how someone managed to swipe such a massive
Spyro, some big Norks up ahead are wearing armor, and in the ice cave, armor can make their feet very slippery.
No one could fathom how someone managed to swipe such a massive, bulky statue without leaving any trace behind. As the news spread, Inspector Gizmo couldn't resist the allure of such a perplexing case. He decided to take matters into his own hands and began investigating. His journey, right from the very beginning, turned into a wild and mischievous adventure. Or mischievous. During his investigation, Inspector Gizmo approached the town's quirky professor, who specialized in octopusology. Yep, and octopusology. Actually, I'm curious, what is the study of octopuses? Oh, octopi, I should say. Study of Alright, well, it's a teothology is the study of octopus or octopi. Anyway, back to the story. And cephalopod artwork, specialized in octopusology and cephalopod artworks. The professor named Dr. Tentacle shared his theory that the statue might have been enchanted. He believed that the hidden He believed that hidden within the statue was a magical scroll, and whoever possessed it could control the ocean's waves and talk to sea creatures. Is this Moana? This is Moana, isn't it? Tickled by the idea of the magical octopus, Inspector Gizmo delved deeper into the world of magical artifacts. He discovered a secret society of art thieves who were known for their outlandish hijinks. The leader of the group, a notorious crook named Captain Puzzlenut. Oh my god, Captain Puzzlenut, what a great name. Was infamous for his love of brain teasers. As Inspector Gizmo navigated through Puzzlenut's labyrinth mind games and conundrums, he stumbled upon a hidden lair right under the town's library. In this lair, he found Captain Puzzlenut himself, sitting atop a treasure chest in a room filled with eccentric riddles, puns, and mind-bending puzzles. The showdown between Inspector Gizmo and Captain Puzzlenut was a battle of wits and ingenuity. The showdown between Inspector Gizmo and Captain Puzzlenut was a battle of wits and ingenuity. Puzzlenut challenged the detective to solve a riddle within 3 minutes, or else the room would be flooded with water, leaving them both at the mercy of the ocean's depths. Why would you challenge someone? Like, why would you be like, oh, I'm gonna challenge you to solve a riddle within 3 minutes, otherwise we're both gonna drown? Like, how? That's the worst. Like, why not be like, otherwise you will drown and I will live? Like, solve this riddle within 3 minutes, or we both die. I don't know. Anyway. As the last grains of time trickled away, Inspector Gizmo's quick thinking and clever deduction skills helped him solve the riddle just in the nick of time. The room vibrated with the sound of gears and machinery, and miraculously a hidden compartment in the floor opened up, revealing the stolen dancing octopus statue. It thickens. The plot thickens. The octopus, although not enchanted as suggested by Dr. Tentacle, had indeed been hollowed out to hide the priceless treasure stolen by Captain Puzzlenut's gang. Oh man. This revelation not only delighted the townspeople, but also landed Puzzlenut and his crew behind bars. So they should be. Inspector Gizmo, hailed as the hero of Quirksville, returned the dancing octopus statue to its rightful place, receiving a standing ovation from town's residents. The mystery was solved, and Quirksville became known not only for its quirks, but also for its clever and resourceful detective. And thus the legend of Inspector Gizmo lived on, his name whispered in admiration throughout the town as a symbol of intellect, curiosity, and captivating creativity. The end. Wow. I feel like I've learnt something. That was a fun, thought-provoking. That was hilarious, thought-provoking, made-up story. Thanks, AI. You are truly amazing. Now, I wonder, did y'all know Snapchat has AI? Yep, it is a thing. And let's see what they think. I'm really just stalling for time. Right, this is what I've put into Snapchat's AI. It's a bit shite, to be honest. I wrote, "Can you tell me a hilarious rolling on the floor laughing my head off type of story that ends in a meaningful way?" AI writes, "I remember a story about a man who was walking in the forest and stumbled upon a tree with a hole in it. He peeked inside and saw a fox that was stuck. The man thought he could help the fox, so he tried to pull it out, but the fox's tail was too big. The man got an idea and ran back to his home to get some oil. He poured the oil in the hole, the fox was able to slide out. The fox turned around and said, 'Thank you for saving my life. I don't have anything to give you, but I will always remember your kindness.' The man walked away with a smile on his face, feeling happy that he was able to help." I would be left shocked, if I was to help an animal and then all of a sudden turns around and says, "You know what? Thanks, man." I'm like, "Excuse me?" If animals could speak English, I just don't know. But that's not long enough. The man continued his walk through the forest, feeling good about himself for helping the fox. As he walked, he noticed that the forest seemed different. The trees were greener, the birds sang louder, and the sun shone brighter. The man realized that his act of kindness had not only helped the fox, but also had made the world around him a better place. From that day on, the man made a promise to himself to always be kind and help others whenever he could. This is just like, alright, I just keep saying, continue the story, and the AI says, "As the man was walking through the forest, he suddenly heard a loud growl. He turned around and saw a pack of wolves running towards him. The man started to run, but he knew he couldn't outrun the wolves. Suddenly, the fox he had saved earlier appeared and led the man to a hidden cave. Ooh. The man and the fox hid in the cave as the wolves searched for them.
Thanks for freeing me, Spyro. And now, where was I?
The man was terrified, but the fox reassured him that they would be safe. After a few hours, the wolves gave up and left. The man thanked the fox for saving his life and asked how the fox knew about the cave. The fox explained that it was a secret hideout for animals in the forest. The man realized that his act of kindness had not only saved the fox, but had also given him a valuable ally in the forest. From that day on, the man and the fox were inseparable friends and helped each other whenever they could. See, I was kind of hoping that the fox would be like, and that's where the fox ate the human. AI, why are you not more fun? Guys, Puzzle Nuts story. The plot thickens. After returning the stolen dancing octopus statue to its rightful place, Inspector Gizmo thought the mystery was finally solved. Little did he know the ghost of the original sculptor, an eccentric and deeply passionate artist named Madame Mystique, was not at peace. Madame Mystique's spirit had been bound to the statue, for she had infused it with her very essence. When the statue disappeared, her restless soul wandered the town, whispering cryptic warnings and leaving eerie notes for unsuspecting townspeople. Inspector Gizmo, being skeptic when it came to the supernatural, initially dismissed the claims of a haunted statue. But as midnight approached, a series of strange events began to unfold. Electrical appliances malfunctioned, flickering lights cast grotesque shadows, and whispers echoed through the empty streets of Quirkville. Driven by curiosity and an insatiable appetite for the truth, Inspector Gizmo decided to investigate the claims of the haunted dancing octopus. With his trusty gadget, he embarked on a spine-chilling journey that would test the limits of his cleverness. He ventured into the town's cemetery where Madame Mystique was buried. In the moonlit darkness, he encountered a peculiar figure crawling out from the dilapidated graves. The ghostly minions of Madame Mystique's determined to preserve her statue at all costs. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, Inspector Gizmo discovered a hidden chamber beneath the cemetery filled with ancient books and mystical artifacts. These artifacts help the key to understand the true power behind Madame Mystique's creation. Throughout careful research and decoding of ancient texts, Inspector Gizmo pieced together a horrifying revelation. Revelation. The dancing octopus was not just a sculpture, it was an ancient artifact infused with dark magic. Madame Mystique, in her obsession with immortality, had used forbidden enchantments to bind her life force to the statue, ensuring her eternal existence. With this newfound knowledge, Inspector Gizmo embarked on a race against time to break the curse and free Madame Mystique's tormented spirit. He went through the series of perilous challenges, using his quick thinking and resourcefulness to unravel the intricate web of spells and incarnations. As the clock ticked down, the town itself seemed to tremble in anticipation. Inspector Gizmo solved the final battle. He enchanted the ancient incarnation, releasing a blinding surge of energy that shattered the ethereal bond between the dancing octopus and Madame Mystique's restless soul. In a flash of light, the cursed sculpture crumbled to dust, freeing Madame Mystique's spirit from its torment. The town of Quirksville breathed a collective sigh of relief as peace settled over the once chaotic streets. Inspector Gizmo, hailed as a hero once again, earned the gratitude and respect of both the townspeople and the departed Madame Mystique. From that day forward, he became the guardian of Quirksville, protecting its inhabitants from all things supernatural while embracing the mystical threads that exist within the realm of the unknown. And so Quirksville residents slept soundly each night, knowing that Inspector Gizmo's sharp mind and courage would shield them from the from the spooky mysteries that may come their way. Whew, that is intense, man. I kind of want to know what else, but wait, there's more. Man, I am having far too much fun on this AI story, because there's just so much more to it. It's like Inspector Gizmo story. We've only got like 20 minutes left, but maybe this could be a thing where I'd be like, come back next time to hear more about Inspector Gizmo. In an unexpected turn of events, the ghost of Madame Mystique, from the confines of her cursed statue, found herself face to face with the captured Captain Puzzlenut. Both harboring animosity towards Inspector Gizmo, they saw an opportunity for revenge and formed an unholy alliance. Utilizing their shared penchant of mystery, the Enigmas, Madame Mystique and Captain Puzzlenut devised a diabolical plan to take down Inspector Gizmo once and for all. With their combined wits and supernatural abilities, they believed that they would be unstoppable. Their first order of business was to lure Inspector Gizmo into a trap. Madame Mystique used her inspectoral powers to reach out to the detective, sending him an enigmatic message laden with clues. Puzzlenut, ever the master of mind games, left a trail of perplexing puzzles and riddles throughout the town, leading Gizmo on a twisted scavenger hunt. With each intricacy solved clue and riddle, Inspector Gizmo found himself further entangled in the web of their nefarious schemes. The town of Quirksville grew increasingly eerie as supernatural forces converged around the detective intent on his downfall. Is this not Ghostbusters at this point? This is just like the plot of Ghostbusters, I'm telling you. But if Ghostbusters was to team up with, well, the ghosts were to team up with, I don't know, Charlie's Angels? I don't know. As Gizmo tirelessly pursued the ever-elusive answers, he discovered that Madame Mystique and Captain Puzzlenut's plan was much grander than he had anticipated. They aimed to unleash an ancient and malevolent, that's the word, entity hidden beneath the town, one that thrived on chaos and dark energy. Time was running out for Inspector Gizmo as he raced against the countdown to the inevitable, right. Where was I up to? Inevitable awakening of his sinister creature, determined to save Quirkville and thwart their plan. He pushed himself to the limits of his intellect, summoning every ounce of cleverness he had honed throughout his career. In the climatic showdown, Inspector Gizmo confronted Madame Mystique and Captain Puzzlenut in the heart of the ancient crystal cave deep beneath the town. The tension cracked in the air as the trio engaged in a battle of wits, each playing their hand of trick and deception. But Gizmo, with his unconventional thinking and ingenious detective skills, managed to outmaneuver his adversaries through the...
Well, Spyro, some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
I'm ready, all right. Ready for what?
Through his combination of gadgetry, intuition. I will get these words right at some point, I swear. And cunning strategy. He disarmed them both, leaving them powerless at his mercy. However, rather than seeking revenge, Gizmo felt a pang of empathy for Madame Mystique and Captain Puzzlenut. He understood their longing for recognition and the twisted path they had taken to achieve it. In an unexpected act of understanding, he offered them a chance at redemption, a way to use their uniqueness and talent for good. Well, moved by Gizmo's unexpected compassion, Madame Mystique and Captain Puzzlenut agreed to turn over a new leaf. Together with Inspector Gizmo, they formed an unconventional alliance, using their combined skills and puzzling expertise to solve cases. protect the town and prevent further darkness from seeping into Quirksville. And so, the ones, and once the arch enemies become unlikely partnered, turning the knack for the mystery into the force for justice, Inspector Gizmo, Madame Mystique, and Captain Puzzlenut roam the weird and wonderful streets of Quirkville, embracing the particularities of the town and bringing their unique brand of quirky justice to all who needed it. Well, that seems like the real ending. The real ending of what's the title? What should this title of the story be? Just Inspector Gizmo and the mystery of Madame Mystique and Captain Puzzlenut. Yeah, so I guess on that note, I guess I'll leave it there. Just, yeah, the two enemies became good. So Captain Puzzlenut was jailed, and Madame Mystique was finally put to rest, and now they're part of the police force. Like, I guess that's just the Sherlock series, isn't it? Like Sherlock Holmes, he finds, doing detective work. He's not a police officer or he's not actually detective. He's an actual detective, but he just enjoys doing that stuff. So then the police force just, begrudgingly hires him to do the work because he likes doing it anyway, and he's good at it. So I'm like, what does that say about society? Like, if someone is good at something, what if you're just very good at doing police work, but you're not a qualified police officer, and you're not actively trying to be a police officer, but you're doing their work anyway? And so then, the police force just is like, alright, well, you're already doing the work, so, you might as well, be a part of the team. And it's like, you do the bare minimum, and then they're like, alright. I don't know. Anyway, I think I might head on out. This was a roller coaster of an episode. I'll try and make the next one more structured. I kind of just ran out of stuff to say halfway through, so yeah, that's fun. But yeah, next episode I feel like it should be more structured, more flowy. Still don't know what I'm going to talk about. That's a mystery in itself. But yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. Yeah, like I said, don't know what it's going to be about the next episode. So whatever it may be, stay tuned, and I'll watch my videos. God damn it. Watch my Oxenfree videos. They are currently up, and support the small people, and yeah, I'll see you. I'll talk to you. How do podcast people? I guess I just say bye. Anyway, I don't know. But yeah, stay tuned for my next podcast episode, and I'll be seeing around in the next episode. Hope everyone has a lovely Saturday, and yeah, see you guys next week. Okay, bye. enjoy watching the rest of this episode. There's not too much more to it, but enjoy the rest. Okay, bye.